Hey, good morning, everybody. Hmm. Kevin saying he likes the layout better. I can go back to all the moving ones if you want. Yeah, no, I had some marketing help over the last couple weeks, actually from one of the members. So much appreciated. All right, guys, let's jump into things here. We have crude oil. That's the big thing, in my opinion. Softening up here quite a bit. Down 3%. This is setting up a potential rally in the tape. You've had tech lagging immensely, specifically semiconductors. Semiconductors are strong today, so I'm looking at I'm looking at um, pressing longs on the tech side today, guys. XLK, specifically SOXX, I think can catch a nice bid and rally. SOXX did hit some technical support yesterday, getting a nice bounce. I'm personally looking at closing my XLE puts. Members know we, at the pierce of this double top, we ended up taking some $63 puts on energy. We traded on the bullish side, caught the breakout. We're taking the dip down, but I'll be looking to close all those out as crude oil is backtesting the 20-day moving average as we speak, and it's defending it. The metals, gold right now under a little bit of pressure, which is interesting because crude oil is down and so is the dollar, and the metals are still selling off. Very, very weird price action. You also have Bitcoin putting in a little bit of a topping tail. Last night it did hit that 80,500 level, pierced it all the way up to 81. I was going to short it, but I was like, fuck. They didn't like to do it intraday, so we'll see what Bitcoin does from here, but probably still gets a buy the dip, but a nasty little high volume reversal. The big mover in the retail stocks is Dick's, guys. DKS reported earnings. The stock was getting absolutely creamed heading into that. Let's just see where we're going now. Wow, I got some old trend lines when I traded Dick's down here. But Dick's is breaking some key support levels. Let's start off. Let's refresh this Dick's chart. So right away, Dick's is coming into some high pivot areas, but we're through that high pivot for now. Let's see if there's any daily chart gaps, because this is a big move down. Dick's was already oversold, and it's a big move down. So I'm thinking Dick's wants to sweep that 137 area. Let's just see where we went to the downside. Yeah, pretty well. So I like Dick's on the long size if we sweep this 137 pivot. I'll put an alert there and I'll trade that on the long side, guys. DKS. Long Dick's. Cabin, let me know if you have experience trading long Dick's. All right, so that one is a watch, guys. Um, I think across the board, pretty much everything is going to catch a really decent bid today. All right, we got 4 minutes till the open, guys. We'll keep Dick's on watch. S&P 500. Let's go back to regular trading hours. I would say that let SOXX. I'm hoping SOXX has a small pullback today where we can get long again. I'm already holding some Intel, but I like Intel, MRVL, all these semis that have been beaten up. Yeah, MRVL getting a nice bounce yesterday. Wow, I didn't even realize MRVL put in a little bit of a bottoming tail. Very cool. All right, 3 minutes till the open. I'm just gonna grab some more coffee. Good morning, YS. Let me grab some more coffee real quick. Or else I'll forget about it and it'll be cold. All right, just give me a sec. Yeah, very, very weird. Oil, natural gas, gold, silver, Bitcoin, all the commodities seem to be dropping. How's copper real quick? Copper's hanging in there. All right, guys, let's get ready for the open here. Here we go. Let's get ready. Let's see where the volume is on SPY. Markets are open. Open sesame. Let's close these XLEs. Markets are open. All right, guys, I closed out my XLE $63 puts at $1.09. I closed out my XLE puts $1.09. All out of XLE. Wow, look at Dix. Yeah, 137.34. I'll look to trade on the long side. SPY right now is still holding positive structure. Crude oil's remaining weak. Bitcoin's still struggling. Moderna popping a little bit. Rivian still looks good to go. Plug Power catching a nice little bid today. PLUG. I wonder if I should trade into that gap. Take $2 calls on Plug. Yeah, Plug looks strong. Intel looks strong. Everything looks pretty good. IGV struggling though. Let's look at some of the high volume names this morning. China stocks are down. MSTR, Nike struggling in sympathy to Dix. Intel up a couple percent, 3%. Nokia getting a boost. Nvidia up 1%. SWVL. What the heck is that? Jeez. That thing is nuts. SPY and SOXX. SOXX is pushing pretty hard. So it seems like the sectors and stocks that were performing yesterday when semis were down are catching some sell side pressure. Names like Now, GoDaddy, CRM, Microsoft struggling a touch here. Where Micron, Nvidia, MRVL, Intel, AMD, SMCI all catching nice bids. Uranium up 2.6. You know what? SMR might be an interesting play here because uranium is outperforming SMR and SMR is lagging right now. We'll wait on the sideline. Plug Power still pushing. All right, so Google still negative, Microsoft, Amazon negative, Meta, Tesla, SpaceX pushing, Apple pushing, Nvidia pushing. Qs are strong, up 0.9, leading the charge. SPY and IWM are kind of mixed and holding green right now. SOX is looking for that pre-market high. S&P 500 strong as ever. Super strong. S&P still holding steady. Software is lagging quite a bit. MRVL super strong, up 6.4% and moving. She ripping, baby. She ripping. You know what, guys? I am going to jump into some Rocket Lab calls. RKLB. RKLB. Undercutting yesterday's low. It's getting somewhat oversold down here. Guys, I'm jumping into Rocket Lab $70 calls. And that's for August 28th, end of the week. All right, guys, I'm KLB. This volume shelf here, point of control. Heavy selling, still seeing. Nothing wrong with the tape. Crude oil is still remaining weak. Bitcoin getting a pop back to the green side. Oh shit, Rocket Labs is kicking my butt right now. Here we go. She falling. Fucking Rocket Labs. Snaking me. Intel still looks super strong. IGV is catching a minor bid. Semis are still acting pretty well here. SOXX is seeing a little bit of selling, profit taking. Oracle Palantir strong today in the software space. Healthcare is flattish. All mags are green. So this is the pullback on SOXX that you would likely want to get long. Let's see what that S&P is doing. I'm just sitting in Rocket Lab calls. So yeah, this is kind of the pullback area that you would like to see defended on these semis. They should get defended. Honestly, the semiconductors, this is a big spot for SOXX intraday. You can see SOXX is trying to get through this trend line. I would say that SOXX has the chance at getting to 528, 529 today if we can get through this trend line. So continue to buy the dips. All right, Rocket Labs, come on, firm up, baby, firm up. Rocket Labs could have a big move, guys, all the way up to 72.50 today. That's what I had in the cards. I had us going for this gap fill up here, so don't sleep on the gap for RKLB. Come on, Rocket Labs. Take us to the profit land. IGV pumping and jumping, SPY right back to the highs. SOX up 2%, IWM up 0.3, SPY up 0.38, QQQ up 0.87, NVIDIA up a whopping 1.92 after 7 days of sell-side pressure. NVIDIA getting a big bounce. Like we said yesterday, not a bad area to buy NVIDIA if you're trying to front-run earnings. It's aggressive, but it worked out. Google slightly green up 0.1 or 0.3. Apple today up 0.08. It's basically flat. Microsoft up a quarter. Amazon flat to green. Meta having a nice session up 1.5%. Tesla up 0.7. SpaceX up 1.5. Micron, AMD, Intel all up a couple percent. SPY still looking to break out of its opening range high gap up. Come on, Rocket Labs. You can do it. Yeah, there's two gaps there, eh? SOX is seeing a little bit of profit taking, just a touch. Silver still struggling on touch here. Bitcoin still negative. Crude oil at the lows. Natural gas down a couple percentage points. How is DIX doing? DKS still has not hit my level, but DIX is actually coming into this 137 major pivot, guys. That should be a bounce spot once we sweep that liquidity, undercut it. I would actually trade shares long. I haven't really looked at the option chain for DIX, so I know I can probably scalp a couple bucks off of shares here. So this one's actually on watch, guys, for a bit of a long. Fucking Rocket Labs is still kicking my butt. Come on. SPY seeing a little bit of selling off that opening range high. Fucking Rocket Labs. Oof. All right, so I'm down on my RKLB about 40%. It's just the way it is sometimes. Remember yesterday I was down on my SPY calls and those ended up going 100%. All right, IGV popping up here, its head above the 7-day moving average, so it's looking pretty decent. Software is trying to firm up. Semis are still holding steady. SPY still holding that opening range low. Bitcoin seeing a little bit more sell side pressure. Surprised Rocket Labs hasn't done anything there. Moderna having a nice bounce today. Still seeing strength in AppLovin, Palantir, Oracle, some of the software names. All your mags are still green, so tech is strong today. Nike still struggling. Financials are down today. XLF seeing a little bit of distribution. Damn, Rocket Labs, what are you doing to me? No bid yet. I'm surprised, Rocket Labs. With the market this strong, RKLB still struggling. BTC falling a little sharper now. Possibly triggering a little mini head and shoulders on the 30-minute hourly chart. But it is hitting its first little hourly support level. A lot of you could get a much better entry than me on RKLB. Still like the trade. Still looking at buying more long today, guys. It's a long day. It's a long day. It's a long day. Is anybody else long anything right now? What is everyone trading? Feel free to put a trade setup in the chat. We're all here as a collective to try to take some money from this market. You know what's building a nice bull flag, possibly setting up a major bull flag pattern is Rivian. Nice consolidation is being observed on the daily chart. We've obviously are well positioned with members in Rivian, but it looks like it has quite a bit more upside. Take a look at RIVN here. Nice consolidation here on the daily, guys. Rivian's going to go to the top of this channel, this wedge pattern. It's looking strong. Let's go back to Dix here. Dix is coming into that long level as well. Interesting. Again, you'd like to see it undercut that area. All right, down about 20 bucks a contract here on Rocket Labs. Come on, RKLB. Send it, send it. Intel looking decent. AMD, Micron still holding steady. You got Nvidia ripping up 2.64%. Seasonality, this is a very bullish time for the market. SOXX is going for that new high of day. Squeeze it, baby. Squeeze it. I'm still long SOXL, guys. Average 125.89, so down slightly, but IGV seeing some slight rejection off the 7-day moving average intraday, as well as its kind of pre-market high area. SPY is still holding steady here. All right, guys, Dix is officially undercutting that level. DKS, for those of you that want to try to trade on the long side, undercutting a major liquidity zone here. This would technically be a bounce spot on DKS, guys. Anyone looking to trade it? Just see if there's any gap fills down below. Yeah, so it's a nice undercut of that liquidity. There's a gap fill down there. I'll take a starter position, guys, in shares, a half a position at the 135.35 area. So that's where I would take a starter position. Shares, me personally, half position. So if we get down to 135.35, that's where I'll look to scalp long. But this 136 area is pretty decent. You can already see some people are trying to buy it up here. Getting a nice bid. SPY still just consolidating intraday. Nothing wrong with it yet. Come on, Rocket Labs. Make that big push. Make that red to green reversal like I know you're capable of. Alright, SOXX is trying to pierce its pre-market high. SOXX right now is sandwiched between, or sorry, stuck underneath the 7 and 20, and there's a bearish cross on the 7 and 20, so I feel like market makers are going to want to try to get above those two moving averages. So that's around 525 cluster. It's another $7 move to the upside. Interesting. SPY seeing a little bit of selling, still defending 766. Bitcoin coming in harder now. Same thing with silver and gold. Gold testing 4,600 and change. IGV, big rejection on software. Nasty. Gnarly. So the place to be is still in semis, guys. At least for today. Come on, RKLB. Push it. Still waiting on Dix. Alright, so the strongest mag is still Nvidia. Weakest mag is Google and Amazon and Microsoft. They're all kind of right around the same areas in terms of gains. Oh, Rocket Labs is trying to take my money today. Come on. Frick, SMCI's daily chart looks strong as well. Trying to break out of a bull flag on the daily. Huh. SMCI. That stock is snaky though. Moderna, nice bounce today, up 10.5%. Nokia up 3.2. SMCI up almost 7. BMNR turning green. So people are still buying the crypto dip. Micron seeing a pretty hard sell off of its 7-day moving average, or just kissed the 7-day moving average by a hair. Seeing a nice rejection. SOXX is coming in now. SPY breaking opening range low. Not a good sign here. Not the greatest sign for SPY right now. This could be a opening range low liquidity sweep. AMU caught you all the time. Yeah, it's a decent sell program. Hitting the tape here. Let's look at where the SPY option volume is for today. So 767 calls are dominating the tape for SPY. 767 calls. 767 is your call wall for SPY. So if we get above that, this will have a nice trend day, guys. 766 is your big put wall for 0 DTEs today. So right now they're trying to monetize a bunch of puts. Look at the end of the week here. Goodlands for the end of the week has a big put wall at 65. I repeat, 65 bucks is a pretty big put wall. SPY still melting a little bit lower here. Still seeing strength in MRVL. Micron getting a nice dip, guys. So still a possible dip buying opportunity here on SPY. I was looking at buying the dip today in the S&P 500. Just don't know how deep we're going to go off this sell-off. Intel still showing some signs of accumulation. Software IGV struggling today. Micron big dip buy coming in. SOXX is seeing a little bit more distribution. Crude oil, small uptick. Dollar, small uptick. Hmm. What's the weakest semiconductor today? Let's take a peek. All right, Dix is actually undercutting that level, guys, that we were looking at. This is just dangerous right now. I'm gonna take a starter position, guys. Half a position on Dix. I'm just gonna go in with shares here. I want to see if it can come on, dip below 135, guys. First entry will be below 135. Come on. Come on, Dix. A little bit lower. Come on. Here's of 135, guys, and I will go long Dix. Just shares. Come on. A little bit lower, Dix. SPY starting to see a little bit more sell side pressure along with semis as well. Uh-oh, semis are breaking that opening range candle. SPY is seeing two consecutive candles, 10-minute candles underneath opening range low, breaking down. All right, guys, I just took a fill on DKS. It's a half position, 134.93, 134.93. Starter position, that's a half a position, 134.93. Just shares, just common shares. Half a position. Fucking Rocket Labs, man. Are you kidding me? Fuck. Bullshit. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. At least we got a couple days on those, and Rocket Labs tends to be a big mover when it firms up. But she's really coming in hard here. My next entry on Dix, guys, would be 132.93, so $2 lower. $2 lower. Get SpaceX if you like space. Yeah. She's fucking falling hard and fast. DKS. That's gnarly. The crazy thing is, it's not like it wasn't oversold. Getting some slight selling into that. What was its pre-market low? So pre-market low is around 140, 130. Interesting. All right, so SOXX is still trying to get a buy program defending that opening range low. SPY is coming into its prior day high. IGV is getting absolutely slapped right back down. DIX is coming into my second entry here, 132, 133 Pierce, so 132.93. I would take my other half, and that would be it. Polly saying nice flag on Mara, M-A-R-A. Yeah, Mara's getting a nice buy side program here, intraday. Really strong reversal. Yeah, daily chart looks good on Mara. Right now it's defending the daily 200, setting up a bullish 7 and 20 on the cross. Moving average crossover, so yeah, it's looking pretty solid. M-A-R-A. Looking solid. Alright, SPY still hitting its prior day high. DIX is coming into my second entry. Alright guys, my second entry there on DKS. I did get a fill at 132.93. I will not add any more. That is it. We'll see what happens. SPY still trying to get a buy program off that prior day high. Nice buy program hitting SOXX again, guys. SPY still trying to bounce off that prior day high. I still wouldn't be surprised if SPY tries to make a run for its pre-market high around 768. 768. I might take some Lotto SPY calls. Let's see. So still just sitting in Dick's long shares, Rocket Labs calls for end of the week. Down in my RKLB. SPY calls, 0 days for 768. What are those? 15, 16 cents a piece. Hmm. SPY's trying to breach key levels. All right, intraday update, guys. We do have Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon turning red. Meta, Tesla, SpaceX still strong. Semis and DRAM are still acting okay, even though you had a small pullback. Nice bounce on Dix here, guys. Come on, Dix. Give us the big green candles. Anyone have any extra Viagra for Dix? We need some big green shoots. Pop it up. So semis are still seeing a little bit of sell side liquidity. Rocket Lab still remaining weak. Amazon's starting to get drained here. Market's starting to struggle again, guys, which is very peculiar. We have the tailwinds in place. Crude oil, natural gas, gold, silver down, VIX down, yield soft. But we're not really firming up just yet, which is what's interesting to me. Very, very interesting divergence. Good Colin's throwing water on the party. Thank you for that. Possibly, yeah. Yep, could be for sure. Spy's still trying to defend that prior day high. It's an aggressive buy spot here for Spy, guys. I still think we can get a dip buy in this tape. Oil small uptick. We do have the 2-year note auction later today at 1 p.m. New home sales came in at 607K versus 620 expectations, so a little bit of a decline month over month. Consumer confidence also waned slightly. All right, guys, I'm gonna do a high risk SPY call. Looking at this 768s right now, they're at 15 cents a contract. Let me just see here. Something else. Just give me one sec. Ah, fuck you, Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs is a snake, man. Come on, RKLB, firm up. They're really trying to shake the three. All right, I'm going to jump into some SPY calls. 768 SPY calls. 0 DTE, if you're playing, size appropriately. You never want to go in with crazy size on the zeros, guys. So we have 3 long positions, Rocket Lab calls, which I am down, as that's heading to new lows, SPY calls, and Dick shares. Come on, SPY, pump it up. Pump it up. Intel still showing some strength. Trying to get a dip buy off the 88.50 area. Microsoft, Amazon are struggling. Google and Apple are almost negative. So why we're taking 768s, guys? Basically, the 768s would be a liquidity sweep or an attack of 2 major pivots where we saw rejection twice. And then it's also SPY's pre-market high. And I did see a little bit of flow into that area. Man, Rocket Labs is kicking my ass. How is that stock getting pummeled like this? Damn, man. Come on, SPY, pop it up. Revisit the highs. So for me, guys, if SPY pushes back up to this opening range high, which I think it has a strong chance at doing, I'll look to trim half of my SPY calls and raise stops. If this price action starts to recapture this opening range low, I'll look to just protect the trade with some in the money stops or break even stops if you prefer. All right, Dix is now green on the trade. You're also getting a little bit of buy program on Rocket Labs, RKLB. Crude oil still remains pretty soft today. The Dixie still remains pretty soft. Gold and silver catching a little bit of a minor bid. SPY is still struggling. Nice little buy program on Rocket Labs, guys. RKLB trying to firm up here slightly. SPY starting to lose prior day high. I do not want the S&P 500 to close below prior day high on this next 10-minute candle. I do not want to see it close below. So it's got about 7 minutes and 50 seconds to firm up S&P. Also, I'll look to cut these SPY calls. Come on, S&P. Defend the area. Defend the area. Oh shit. SOXX is starting to drain. That's going to hurt SPY. Intel, seeing more sell side. SOXX is starting to get heavier here. Testing pre-market low on SOXX. That's nasty for SPY, guys. Starting to get real nasty. Fuck. Yeah, man. SPY is gonna probably stop me out here in the next 5 minutes if it doesn't do something really quickly. It needs to get back above that prior day. Come on, SPY. You can do it. Nice. So, alright, SPY's trying to defend that area. Nice buy side pressure on Dix, guys. Alright, guys, so my first profit taking zone on Dix is going to be that opening range low. I'll look to sell half, raise stops. Okay. We're still long Rocket Labs, but down. Still long SPY, but slightly down. And long Dix. Come on. Fucking SPY. Come on, SPY. Get your ass off the ground. All right, SOXX is getting a nice buy program, defending pre-market low, SOXX. Big bounce. Your US dollar's trying to creep up a little bit. Nice. Come on, SPY, defend it. Push up. All right, so we got QQQ still up 0.5%, but it's pulled back sharply. SPY still up 0.2, IWM up 0.28, SOXX up 1.23. Nvidia has pulled back, but still up 1.87. Google negative, down 0.38%. Apple slightly negative. Microsoft slightly negative. Amazon down 0.4. Meta still up 0.63. Tesla up 0.8. SpaceX up 2. Micron up 1.5. AMD up 3.8. Intel up 1.56. SOXX is still trying to defend its pre-market low. SPY, though, struggling to hold that prior day high. This is getting dicey here on SPY. Come on. Push back above that PDH. Come on, man. Fucking SPY. Come on, man. What are you doing? Not what I wanted to see on the S&P 500 there. Very strange. Very strange. Oh, damn, SPY. I should technically stop out of these SPY calls, guys, but I don't know. Something tells me they're being sneaky today. Still think there's a chance we can push back up. But that's nasty. Oh fuck. News, guys, there must be news. What the hell was that? On SPY, big wick down. 10:30? Yeah, my SPY calls. Just gonna hold them now. I mean, I sat through that wick. I ain't gonna get stopped out off of that wick. Holy shit. What was that? What was that wick down? That happened quick. Not really seeing any news. So, alright, I'm still in my SPY calls. That was filthy. Maybe that's what we needed, though. They pushed the market red, run the stops. Sheesh. I don't know what that was. I don't even see crude oil barely upticked. I mean, there was a small uptick on the candle, 10-minute candle. But it seems like that's a news candle. I don't know what the news is. If anyone has it on their wire, feel free to put it in the chat, guys. But I didn't really see anything. There wasn't a pop in the dollar. There wasn't a pop in oil, small pop. So I don't know. Fat finger, but perhaps that's the alien spaceship spotted near the moon. Boom. Bullish Rocket Labs. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, eh? SOXX is getting a big fat reversal. Nice reversal back up. I'm okay with that. Fuck. Rocket Lab's trying to firm up slightly. War's over. Thanks for the news headlines, guys, in the chat. Thank you, thank you. Yep, all mines have been removed from the Strait of Hormuz. Dix is getting slapped around again. Oh, these snaky. Feels like we haven't had a trend day for a while. But the market's officially gapped and cracked. Semis are still holding that pre-market low, which means there's always a chance at a bullish reversal back to the upside. Semis are still your saturated aspect of the market. Yeah, that was a weak bounce. That was more like a run the stops kind of news. You know that if that was a news wick down on the mine news, the fact that all mines have been removed from the Strait of Hormuz, isn't that technically bullish news? Weird, eh? Very weird. Dick's new low a day. Yeah, it should be bullish news, but the fact that we wick down is very strange. Cypher Iron SMR is liking it, but the mags don't. Yeah, how's SMR doing? Yeah, SMR's made a nice push up. Uranium strong. UUNNE. Yep, uranium is ripping. All right, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, all lagging slightly. Haven't looked at Google's chart here for a quick minute. Yeah, I feel like Google can get a nice dip buying opportunity today as well. Still flagging, backtesting some critical areas. Google's technically triggered this little inverse head and shoulders, and they're defending it. So Google calls will probably pay as well. Palantir struggling. Oracle starting to firm up. Microsoft chopping sideways. Let's look at CRM. That still looks like it has a touch more downside. ServiceNow. Nvidia trying to push back up again. Tesla trying to fight. MRVL still looks strong. MRVL is going to take out that high pivot probably by the end of the week. Intel lagging slightly. Nvidia numbers aren't going to suck. They're going to blow it out. They'll beat. Pretty confident in that. They'll beat for sure. Typically very bullish seasonality period. Obviously, it's the reaction that people care about. But remember, I mean, over the last several earnings reports, I think we're like 3 or 4 earnings deep in Nvidia, and Nvidia has blown expectations out of the water, but it still keeps selling off. So we'll see. But we have sold off into the earnings, so anything is possible. But I would say Nvidia is going to beat. I actually would think that the reaction is going to be fairly muted. I don't think it's going to make a big move up or down. Does anyone know what the implied move is for Nvidia earnings? I haven't really looked yet. Let's take a peek at the Nvidia chain real quick. So the most amount of calls for the end of the week are sitting at the 215 area. Let's take a look at the Nvidia chain here. So this is most amount of calls are sitting at 215, which is about four bucks away. Got 42,000 contracts on the call side, about 2,900 on the put side. You got 212.50s, the 230s, and on the put side, yeah, these are not going to happen. 115s, someone must just be doing like spreads or something. Most of the flow is obviously bullish for Nvidia. Let's see into the August 31st time frame. So yeah, same thing. Hmm. Interesting. Dix is getting slapped still. IGB catching a bit of a buy program. SPY still lagging here, but trying to firm up. Rocket Lab still lagging. Lots of mixed price action today. Peace. DKS. This is Taco Week. SPY starting to look a little heavy again. Pre-market low. Retest incoming. Semis are starting to see some additional sell side pressure. This is trash price action today. These fucking market makers are snakes, man. Today, what are you guys doing? Wait, so crude oil still down 2.87%. Natural gas down 1.3. Gold's making a comeback, still down 0.3%, but big bounce. Silver down 1.26, but also bouncing. 10 and 2-year yield are down about 1%, 0.9 and 1%. VIX is still negative. Google, Apple, Amazon are negative. Qs are still leading the charge, but have pulled back pretty sharply. Semis are obviously still trying to sit right on that pre-market low. And it is possibly developing an inverted head and shoulders here on your smaller time frames, guys. So we are in the process of possibly carving out a right shoulder. You have a clear resistance trend line going through pretty much 4 pivot highs here. So if we start to press higher and break out here, we should have a nice balanced pattern here on SOXX that would give us upside basically back to the top of this wedge formation. That's all that SOXX is doing right now. Bouncing between the two wedges. Get that SMH. Yeah, sitting right on a 382 fib retrace for SMH. Let's look at the Qs here. QQQ still trying to defend that wide range green bar. Pivot low, XLK. What's that doing today? XLK trying to also defend. Some support SPY though, heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Excuse me. All right, SPY still struggling immensely. Just looking at a couple swing trades here, guys. There's a couple interesting stocks I'm looking at. Hmm. Does anyone hold any APLD shares or options? Our markets are trying to firm up slightly. Take 600 calls. All right, a bit of a buy program hitting your SOXX. SOXX is starting to push to the upside here. Rocket Labs trying to firm up slightly. SPY defending pre-market low. Yeah, the market's tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Hmm. SOXX is trying to push higher here, looking decent. Strong day for biotechs. Wow, XBI is up huge today. Nuclear stock still pushing. SMCI up 9.1%. Damn. Oracle up a couple. NVAX up 6.9. MSTR still up about 3%. Mara up 4.4. SPY starting to press higher. All right. Approaching 11 o'clock here, guys. I'm going to step away for some lunch. I'm getting hungry. And price action's pretty slow here. SPY starting to see a little bit more buy side pressure. Crude oil still remaining down 3%. Acting well. Yeah, this market price action is just horrible, guys. Horrible. Fucking big wicks that no one can catch except for algos to basically just pinning us here in a tight range. Yeah, I would still lean favorable to the upside, but market's struggling. BTC trying to make another move higher, firming up again. Come on, Rocket Labs. I've been sitting through these painful Rocket Lab calls, but I still have hope that I can turn a profit, even though I'm down 40%. All right, volume starting to come in a little bit heavier here on SPY again. On SPY. Go, go, go. So still sitting in Rocket Labs. $70 calls for end of the week. SPY 768 zeros. They can just get back above this little trend line. Still developing that inverse head and shoulders, right shoulder for SOXX. They had a big chance at slapping SPY down here and really sending it to the basement, but still acting well. mRNA. Views are still defending that low pivot, guys. That's a positive sign for the time being. Fuck, it looks like they're just gonna fucking burn everyone out here. Maybe after that 11:30 London Europe close, they give us a little bit of an uptick. SPY starting to lose pre-market low again. Not a good sign. Fuck, man. So Google, Apple, Amazon's down about 0.5%. Nvidia's been faded pretty hard. Still up 1% though. QQQ still slightly green, up 0.37. SPY still slightly green, up 0.12. And IWM up 0.3. SOXX is still up 1.32%. SPY still trying to hold that pre-market low. Dix isn't doing anything down there around 130-ish, 131. YS is saying Canada puts 15% to 50% tariffs on about 20 billion of US products. Canada adds tariffs on US farm equipment, furniture, pulp paper, and counter tariffs to apply to steel, dairy, and appliances. Yeah, it's a big pissing contest, and our Prime Minister here in Canada is an idiot. Fucking dumbass, man. Trying to step away from our independency from the States? Meanwhile, we'll buy goods and products from halfway across the world when oil's trending higher, energy's trending higher. Yeah, he's an idiot. Carney trying to show that he has a bigger stick than Trump. And he doesn't. Nice push up on Rocket Labs, starting to get a little bit of buy side pressure. Hopefully I'll win one trade today. Come on, Rocket Labs, go baby, go. SPY showing some small accumulation signs, still defending that pre-market low, but damn, she is nasty. Nice push up on our KLB. Go, go, go. Goodness, this is like gonna put me to sleep, this price action. So we do have a couple interesting earnings after hours. We got Intuit and Zoom, ticker INTU, and ZM or ZM. So a little bit of software related stocks are set to report earnings after hours. They've been really crushing into it lately, like just absolute decimation. So if we look at Intuit's earnings expectations, last quarter it had that big whopping beat. Goes through these really choppy phases when there's tax season, but 4.27 billion revenue, EPS $3.29. Pretty strong track record of beating. 15 out of the last 17 times it has beaten. Let's look at Zoom here. Yeah, Zoom's still showing some consistent revenue growth. Let's beat revenue the last 16 out of 17 times. Revenue is 1.27 billion. Look at the Zoom chart real quick. Zoom's a tricky chart. But the big one is NVIDIA. So if we look at NVIDIA earnings revenue estimate is 92.03 billion. So last quarter they came in at 81.6. Us. So the interesting thing about NVIDIA's earnings expectations, guys, is if it posts this 92.03 billion estimate, if it comes in line, that would be roughly a 13% beat. And in my mind, if the world's largest company can post a 13% revenue beat, which is just what the expectations are, that's massive. That's super bullish. Super bullish. So we will see. What's crazy though is you got a lot of names on that Wednesday. You got Nvidia, you got CrowdStrike, CRM, SMPS, Okta, HBQP, Viva Systems, NTNX, Alcoa. Lots of earnings on Wednesday. Lots, lots. All right, guys, I'm gonna step away here. It's like watching paint dry here. Gonna grab some early lunch. If anything crazy happens, I'll keep the stream going. If anything crazy happens, I will jump back on.